morning, everyone. Oh, not morning where you're at? That's okay, because you could have eggs for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Welcome to episode 36 of Three Eggs Are Better Than One. I am Brad Stanton, along with fellow eggs Matt M. and Brian Haremza. I didn't know what order I wanted to go in. We wanted to thank everyone for the positive feedback from last week. Matt's questions, he's got them. He's going to continue to have them. He's going to have them forever. I hope you enjoyed it. That being said, is anybody in a good mood? Well, let's see. Who starts it off? Matt. Kind of mood you in? Sunny side up.
Sure. Actually, I'm going to play the role of Brad for half a second for Sunny Side Up because I saw something today that Brad might like. So first of all, HBO Max is back. I don't know if you guys remember their little debacle, but they are back and they announced a spin-off of The Big Bang Theory, which I know you guys love so much. I don't know if you saw this. It's called Stewart Fails to Save the Universe. Now, I have no idea who Stewart even is, but I guess he fails to save the universe. Have you guys heard about this today?
I literally read it 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I did know that they gave it the go ahead. Stewart owned the comic book store and was kind of like one of those friends who was there some of the time and then got to be more of a primary character towards the last few seasons.
Okay. So he wasn't one of like the dudes that seemingly all live together?
No. He became more prominent as the seasons went on. He was like a, recurring character.
Sure. Okay. Well, there you go. That's Matt's Sunny
Well,
Side.
that is good news.
Yeah. One other quick thing that was short. So last week my Sunny Side Up was I was a big fan of a new music video for the well-known Talking Heads hit Psycho Killer, which came out in 1977, but the music video is new. Good friend of the show, Eric B, said he watched the video, enjoyed it, and it reminded him of a 2017 music video for the song Oh Baby by LCD Sound System. Now, I've heard of this band. I know people love them. I've never listened to them in my life. But at his recommendation, because he's always taken us up on our recommendations, I checked out the music video, which, by the way, was directed by egg favorite Rian Johnson. Connecting lots of dots here. And it was an excellent music video. It's kind of like the only audio in the video is the song itself. There's characters, there's a story. You're not hearing what they're saying to each other, but it tells kind of this beautiful, haunting story in, a couple of minutes. And I thought it was excellent. Recently there's been a couple of hidden gems music. I mean, who even watches music videos anymore? I think that's why I'm appreciating them so much, because there's a small handful that are really wowing me. And I thought I would share that for Sunny Side Up.
Awesome, man. Look at you.
Look at
Connecting the
that.
dots. That's what we like here.
Yeah, I saw there was still a channel that does a top 20 video countdown, and it threw me off because I didn't know that was still a thing. So
we're recently past 4th of July, and I went, as you guys know, I went to a party, as I always do on any day of the week, right? So we had a nice party, and we went to, our friend's house, and it was a big event. It was also a gender reveal. So a double whammy. And then somehow at the end of the night, we agreed to come back the next night. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but we are good friends with them. And there's always, they had plenty of food and plenty of drinks left. But the thing was, what were we going to do the next night? So it was kind of quiet, but the plan was to watch Jaws on like a projection outside in the pool. Now, I was excited to have a couple more drinks. I was excited to eat, but I wasn't real sure if I wanted to sit there and watch a movie for 2 hours after a big night before. I have to say, I forgot how good Jaws is. Now, forget how the shark looks. The shark looks how it looks. It's 1975. But the shark's not even in it. The shark's barely in the movie. And it was more the anticipation. It was the three guys on the boat trying to figure this out at the end are hilarious. The groups of the teams trying to kill the shark are hilarious because they catch a tiger shark and they actually think that's the shark. There's thousands of shark in the ocean. You think you got the shark? You think you got Jaws? Very funny stuff. So I enjoyed it. And for those of you at home that do like it, there is a documentary. And as we record this, it's tomorrow. So as you hear it, it'll already be out on Hulu and Disney Plus. It's called Jaws 50. It's a documentary about the making of Jaws. So I'm looking forward to watching that.
I was just about to bring that up if you were getting excited for that documentary as well.
Yeah. I'm in.
I thought-
I'm back in with Jaws.
Yeah.
I thought you just did that as a coincidence celebrating the 50th anniversary. So
I don't know. I mean, I assumed we were watching because it was the 50th anniversary, but it had nothing to do with the documentary coming up, and I did not know that until then because I just started looking into it a little more. Because there's
Now,
always something coming out, you know.
now, were there toy sharks floating around in the pool while you were watching?
No, but there was a big crab or
Yeah.
lobster, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe lobster.
I'm glad you brought this up. So recently I heard about the documentary and I said, oh, you know what? I have to watch the movie again. It's been years and years and years, and I have to watch the documentary again. I was just waiting for the documentary to come out, which, as we're saying, is nowish. So hopefully in a week's time, I will have rewatched the movie and the documentary. And knowing myself, I'm probably going to go ahead and watch the 3 sequels as well, even though I know they are not on the same plane of existence as the original.
It's funny they haven't come out with any recent Jaws movies, actually.
That's a good point. How have they not remade that?
I mean, you could the Meg. Would
the
you
Meg is
consider
not
that?
the same. The Meg is a dinosaur.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like to me, to some people, that's their version of Jaws. That's the next generation of Jaws. Is that?
I
Is
understand,
that
but
shark?
I thought maybe a remake of the original,
Oh no.
a little bit better.
I assume
CGI.
I assume Steven Spielberg has kind of the same thing like Robert Zemeckis has with Back to the Future. He has the rights and just tells everybody no.
Isn't the Meg like a almost like a satire of stuff like that though?
The Meg's like is a dinosaur.
Okay,
It's a dinosaur shark
Prehistoric,
kind of thing.
so-
Yeah,
Uh,
but isn't it one of those movies where like it's over the top on purpose?
I don't know about that. I was thinking
I don't
more
think so.
Sharknado was like that.
Sharknado is
Okay, maybe that's
absolutely.
what I'm. Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
There's been several Sharknados.
All right, then
Yeah.
The Meg is actually. I thought the original Meg was okay. I saw it in 3D, which was a lot to see in 3D.
Oh God, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Sharknado is what you're thinking of. That's a
Yeah.
ridiculous set of movies.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yep.
Yes.
All right, Bryant,
Absolutely.
you're up.
For me, sunny side up, as you are listening to this on Monday, this coming weekend, I will be in, unfortunately, Waterloo, Iowa, but I'm going to the George Tragos Luthez Hall of Fame. I will be out there for the weekend celebrating some Hall of Fame inductees, Jack Swagger, David Crockett, Eric Bischoff. Tank Abbott will be there. Who doesn't enjoy seeing Tank Abbott? But they bring out like a who's who of also past superstars. You got JBL, Gerald Briscoe, Thunderbolt Patterson will be there. Edge is coming out, which is exciting, or Adam Copeland, however you'd like to know him. So for me, sunny side up is unfortunately driving through Iowa, not fun. But the sunny side up is getting to enjoy a weekend with my friends at the Hall of Fame there in Waterloo, Iowa.
And for those at home that don't know what this is, Bryant, you are very close with these. You can speak to all these guys pretty much regularly and hang out with them, right?
Yes, absolutely. The thing that makes this Hall of Fame weekend great is there's no paywall. There's no sitting behind the thing. The funnest part is they have a ton of activities that are lined up. They bring in these legends and then you just have access. It's just sitting around tables talking to people all the time. You know, the first event it's a pizza party where you can just sit at tables and talk to the legends or talk to your friends, and the interactions are there the entire weekend. You know, another fun thing is every night we all go to the bar and we sit around and drink and we hear stories. The Hall of Famers just sit around and tell you stories, and it's just so fun, the interactions, because you're not having to sit there to pay to hear this story. It's just you're there, and half the time they walk up to you, throw their arm around you, and say, "How'd you like to hear a story?" And you're like, and you can't say no to that. So it's just so much fun. There's so many good people that come out there, and if you're a wrestling fan, I recommend it. It's one of the best weekends, one of the funnest weekends of the year.
I do like pizza.
Oh yeah.
You got anything to add, Matt?
Sounds great. I mean, I'm jealous. I mean, I'd love to do these sorts of things. I try to do stuff locally and, a lot of work, a lot of family stuff.
Of course.
Hard to do everything.
Oh yeah.
But we have Bryant to live vicariously through when it comes to stuff like this.
Thank goodness it's
Absolutely.
close enough to drive to, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the one benefit is trying to fly into Waterloo is a nightmare. So half the time you have to fly into Des Moines anyway, and it's still another hour from there. So Luckily, I can drive in, and then I can leave when I want, and I'm not at the mercy of airplanes.
So hard boiled time. And I think Matt has probably been experiencing this lately as well. We're sitting around, maybe it's getting to be early evening, and our phone starts giving that crazy noise. What noise is that? Well, pretty much there's been a tornado watch and warning every night for this. I feel like the entire summer. As everybody knows, a tree fell down in my yard and on my roof, and every night it's the same thing. It's a tornado watch or a thunderstorm warning. When is it going to end? When is it going to end? When we're not even cleaned up from the first. I wouldn't even say it was the first, from the one that damaged our house. It's almost like PTSD for my wife. I cannot deal with this. Last night, it looked like the world was going to end again. Enough already. And tonight, I looked at the next 7 days. They're calling for thunderstorms for the next 7 days. I don't know if they're going to happen, but they're telling you they could. 20 to 70% chance somewhere in there. They're going to happen at least a couple of those days. I promise you. Tired of it. You experiencing this, Matt? I mean, O'Brien, you're a little further away. I mean, you're like tornado land. I mean, I don't know.
I have not gotten tornado warnings, but we're having a lot of what feels like moments of extreme weather where it'll be so humid and you feel like the humidity is increasing, and there's going to be a crescendo where there's a thunderstorm. And it's like, that might happen and it might pass you by. And they're very isolated and they're very quick, but they're very intense. And they can be day ruiners. You know, like, for example, our town does like little local little concerts, like the Village Green. Sometimes we go, just give something for the kid to do. And I don't even know if we were going to go last night, but in the middle of the day, it's like, looks nice out. They postponed it for weather. And I was like, oh, okay. And then sure enough, like 3 hours later, right when it was supposed to be going on, there was this insane storm for like 13 minutes. And that was it.
That's all it takes. It takes 2 minutes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How about you, Brian? You getting bad weather out there?
as someone who lives in Tornado Alley and has already had 3 tornadoes touch down within city limits, it's normal to me. This is how I've lived most of my life here in Nebraska. There was one tornado. It was an F3 tornado. It was about 10 miles from my house. So great pictures to take. I've got tons of great tornado pictures and videos, but this is a typical summer for me. So nothing crazy.
Well, it's thundering right now here. I just heard it. So about 4 years ago, tornadoes hit where I work, and I wasn't there, and it was a different location. It's the location I'm at now. And they actually there's 2 buildings that were knocked down, not completely, but knocked down afterwards because of it. Very scary for those people there. And now it's like those people really do have the PTSD from it. So, it's just a lot. I mean, it really did hit the buildings while they were in it. So, second thing's a little lighter side. Bryant, there was a picture I sent you earlier in the week. I know you've been excited.
Oh, thank God. I've been waiting to get the answer for this for a while now because it has been bothering me so much.
Yeah. So here it is. Who does this? Free 1% milk. Anyone want 2 gallons of unopened milk? The one has a sell date by 7/3, but I'm sure it's still good for a while. And the other one has a sell date by 7/16. I can drop it off. What the hell is happening? This is my community page. This is it. I mean, thank goodness they took a break from the new trash cans that are out there that we are now using. I'm glad I could stop hearing about that for a minute. But who gives away milk? And why can't she drink the milk from 7/16? Why is she getting rid of that? And I love that the one is, I'm sure it's still good. You're fine. This is what I'm reading. This is the community pages.
Can we also address there's a 3rd gallon in this picture?
And it's
the red cap is whole milk in the back. Why do you have that much milk?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Such an aggressive. And why are you anonymous? And you're anonymous on this page, yet you're going to go to their house and drop it off. Who's coming to the house? We don't know. Anonymous. Hard boiled.
A lot of soda in there. Were this Pepsi products?
One of them was. But my thing is this, though, still, you go anonymous. You don't know who's showing up. Am I getting the same milk? Or did you go to the store? Or am I just now getting curdled milk at this point? I don't know either.
I'm sure it's still good. Take my word for it.
Yeah,
hasn't been opened.
Take my word for it. I'm anonymous.
It's sell by. It's not drink by. We don't know about that. No one said that. Okay. I don't know who said that. No one said that. You're saying that. Anyway, thanks guys. That was fun. Which brings us to bullshit eggs. Matt, I think you like this. What do you got?
Bullshit Eggs, which just debuted recently, is back. Let me tell you what I got for Bullshit Eggs. How about parking lot rates? Okay, so you go to a concert, you go to a stadium event, you go to an arena event, and I realize as time goes on, there's inflation, prices increase. But I don't like when prices increase when the service stays exactly the same. I recently paid $60 to park at a concert at a baseball stadium. $60. Well, for what? For what? Now, let's do a little quick math here. Let's say it's a baseball or football game and it's $50 to park. So I'm rounding down. And let's say there's 10,000 cars, which is probably on the low end for a lot of the events I'm talking about. Oh, I don't know. That's only $500,000. So what if it's 20,000 cars, which is very possible for an event that might have somewhere between 50 and 70,000 people? $1 million. $1 million just on park. Okay, yes, you have to pay security and parking people and a cleanup crew. Well, how much is that? You're not paying out $1 million, I could tell you that much. What are they doing with this money? And what am I getting? What am I getting for it? Bullshit.
It is bullshit. It is outrageous.
It's outrageous. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And it's only going to get worse because there's obviously that many people parked there, so they're parking there. Why wouldn't it keep going up until we boycott and say we're not going? No one is. I took the glasses off.
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. We're just going to have to pay it. But I'm going to say it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I complain about $20 parking. 60? I'll walk. I'll walk at that point.
He is walking. He is walking. He's walking a half a mile. You're not just walking up to the stadium that way. You're not parked in some good spot there. That's just regular parking. Am I right?
Yeah, no, there's VIP is way more.
Yeah.
VIP
parking is a scam because that puts you closer, which means your exit is worse.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Very true.
$20.
Bullshit.
Our dreams.
Bullshit. That's 3 bullshits.
So Sue was feeling nostalgic after we watched Jaws. So the next night she wanted to watch another classic movie. So we put 4 movies into a hat, and the one we picked out was the one we had to watch. The 4 movies, damn it. One was Animal House. One was, forget it. We picked Cocktail with Tom Cruise and Elizabeth Shue. I wouldn't exactly call that classic. It was a late 80s movie, but it's something that has like an older feel to it. Really a good movie. What it is, it's about Tom Cruise he wants to be somebody in this world. He wants to be something, but he starts as just being a bartender, and and it's a movie where they flip the bottles around. It's not going to win any Academy Awards, but it's a fun movie. Has a couple good songs in it. Elizabeth Shue looks good. Very 80s looking Elizabeth Shue. Not long after Karate Kid. It's a fun movie. 9%. What is that? 9% Rotten Tomatoes for Cocktail. Bullshit. Okay. I'm not sure what some of these bullshit movies get, but 9% for that movie is bullshit. That is a decent movie. It's not winning awards, but it should be like, I would say 60, 70. It's a thumbs up. It's a thumbs up. It's an enjoyable movie. It's Tom Cruise. It's Elizabeth Shue. It's a fun movie. Gina Gershon. He does the poetry in it. It's a fun movie. I call bullshit on that rating. If Grown Ups is higher than that, we have a problem. As a matter of fact, I'll be looking that up right now.
Can't wait.
Never seen it, Matt?
You haven't seen Cocktail?
I never saw it. I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
You know what else I never saw? Was the other Tom Cruise? Risky Business. Never saw it.
That was in there. That was the 4th. So we had two Tom Cruise movies in there.
Well, Tom Cruise was a thing in the it was the man in the 80s. I mean, let's just call it.
Still the man.
Anyway, trying to think what the fourth movie was. What was the one where the woman went crazy? Older movie, and she was stalking him. We'll think of it later. Bryant, go ahead with your bullshit egg.
Dude, the worst part is I know the movie you're talking about because you won't. It's the where she cooks the rabbit as well.
Yeah,
I know the movie.
that's the movie.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, I know the movie you're talking
Oh,
about.
that's one of the Michael Douglas movies.
Yes. Yes.
So it's either
I want to say Basic Instinct. But that's wrong.
Basic Instinct was one, and the other one was
All right, Dead Air.
Yeah,
It's
Dead
okay.
Air. Do it.
Dead Air.
Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone was one,
That's Basic Instinct.
and Glenn
That's
Close
Basic
was the
Instinct.
other one.
Glenn
right?
Close. Glenn Close is in it. Boy, we're awesome right now.
Yeah,
awesome.
this is great. Great.
Nailed
cast,
it.
guys.
Hang on, this is how people talk. This could be a Seth Rogen movie.
It's what? No, it's not. Seth Rogen, I could name you Seth Rogen movies. I can't name you Glenn Close movies other than 101 Dalmatians. Not the point. So, for me,
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
thank you. Yes, there it is. There it is.
All right, Grown Ups got 10%. Ah.
More impressed they got 10%. Anyway,
Grown Ups is on a Lou Gehrig like streak here for being mentioned in every episode.
we're trying. We're trying to get the views up for it as well. Might as well. Might as well go for it. So, for me, my bullshit comes from trying to. I have tons of streaming services. I have tons of apps on my phone. I subscribe to several things. I believe Matt's probably addressed this a couple times as well through his rants. Why can't I just not subscribe? Can't I just unsubscribe? Why can't I just hit a button and we're done? Like, I don't need to offer you my firstborn child. I don't need to offer you my next 6 months in pay. Just let me hit a button and I'm done. Like, just let me unsubscribe. I don't care about getting any more. Let me finish the month out. I don't care. I'll pay you for the rest of the month. When the month is over, I just want to be done. Let me walk away. No more harm. I'm not subscribing. I don't care. I don't need to jump through 10 hoops just to say I'm good, rather than I get through 5 and go, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just keep paying. I'll just keep paying. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to keep doing this. Just let me hit a button and leave. It's all I care about. These companies are stupid and pissing me off, and it's just bullshit that I have to go through all these hoops just to not have a service that I don't use anymore anyway. So let
And
me
it's
leave.
not just streaming. It's not just streaming, Brian.
Oh yeah, no, it's everything. It's everything.
It's bullshit.
I know this is very true about gym memberships as well. I see it on a community page online. There's a whole section dedicated to they can't cancel their membership. So I understand what you're saying.
So Sue is currently dealing with that as well. The gym membership is renewing constantly because she can't get out of it. So
can't get out of it.
Just can't get out of it. So it's just bullshit. Just let me leave. Just let me stop. I'm okay. Like, I'm not going to badmouth you if I leave. I don't care. Just let me leave. It's bullshit.
a lot of angst in today's episode, but it's
Good
bullshit.
word.
How about, I mean, we just had 4th of July weekend. I might have gone a tad overboard on some taking advantage of some online purchases that were at reduced prices. These companies email me 3 times a day. Like, oh yeah, let me just buy a shirt from your company 20 times a week. That's probably going to happen. Just keep emailing me. What are you doing?
I'll tell you who doesn't do that. Car dealerships. At least not mine.
I get a happy birthday email.
Yeah.
every year
Something like
from
that once in a while. But I'm not saying you're not getting buried after you buy a car yesterday.
What am I getting a happy birthday email for?
So we're happy for you.
Okay.
If I wish you happy birthday enough, you're going to come back and buy another car from me.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, very good, guys. That was fun. Bullshit eggs. I think we just had stuff to get off our chests. It's like hard boiled +2. So expired eggs, Matt.
Expired eggs, things, people, places, stuff we like that has left us. First, I want to have a quick mention in RIP for recently departed actor Michael Madsen. Probably a week or so ago now. Probably best well known for his Reservoir Dogs role in 1992. He was in 3 other Tarantino movies. I think he was a decently recognizable face and very well respected actor. I'm not sure he had the largest body of work, although I did recently look him up because he passed. And boy, did he spend the last like 6 or 7 years turning out some geezer teasers. I mean, like 40 of them.
I saw that.
Oh my
I
gosh.
saw that.
But anyways, sorry to see him go. But who I would really like to talk about is the very recently retired Ozzy Osbourne. Just this past July 4th weekend, our beloved Prince of Darkness, John Michael Ozzy Osbourne, retired. He's got ailing health. He's up in the years. He's got Parkinson's disease. He can't walk. He could still sing. And there was one final big bash for him called Back to the Beginning. It's this huge metal concert festival in England that they had. Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, all the metal legends were there. He played his solo material. He played his Black Sabbath material. It was really special. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about his career. He rose to prominence as the lead singer of Black Sabbath in the 70s. He continued with a very successful solo career after basically getting the boot from Sabbath, which was in the 80s. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, both as a solo act and for Sabbath. He's put out lots of hits, which I'll get to. Also, these other parts of his life, how about in the 2000s when he suddenly became this beloved reality TV dad? The Osbournes, MTV hit show, his wife Sharon, his kids Jack and Kelly, so many F-bombs and bleeps. I mean, that was kind of like at the dawn of the reality TV family age, and I think they really set the stage for a lot of that, and Ozzy was brought to a whole new audience. What about being the promoter of Ozfest, a very successful and long-running music festival? I mean, how many other countless rock bands had their success propelled by, sharing the stage with Ozzy and other rock legends that were on these festivals and tours? I think his lasting legacy, and I think that was evident at the final show and all the tributes that are being laid out for him. But I think he's probably the most influential heavy music performer ever. If you ask any of the biggest rock and metal bands ever who they were influenced by, they're probably going to say Ozzy. Even if you wound up being bigger than Ozzy, that's probably where your interest came from. And just to finish it off, I mean, listen to this list of hits: Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, Paranoid, Shot in the Dark, No More Tears, Mama, I'm Coming Home, Changes, and Iron Man. Even if you don't like that type of music, you probably know every single one of those songs or the riffs. And finally, did he really bite the head off of that bat? I don't know if we'll ever know the truth.
I mean, I saw it, in Little Nicky, he did it, the movie with Adam Sandler in it. So, I mean, it must have been real.
Must have been real. Never saw that movie.
No, it's a good tribute, Matt. I don't know if I'm going to say I was the biggest fan, but I respect him and I respect what he's done. I do like a number of his songs. I did watch some of that reality show, not all of it, but some of it. And yeah, long live.
Even if you didn't watch the reality show, you knew it was sweeping the nation, and the popularity was there.
And I know all 4 of them now because of it.
Yeah, sure do.
I lived the sheltered life. I knew like Iron Man and like a couple songs, but like I didn't really know Ozzy until the reality show. That was kind of how made me do the deep dive into the music and who he was. And so like the reality show, I think, is what helped propel his music career onward even more, because it introduced a whole new audience. I'll use myself as an example. I knew a couple of songs. That was it.
I think that's a good example. Just the awareness of his celebrity. I mean, I'm not saying he necessarily spawned all these new music fans. Maybe he did some, but the household name came from the show. Well, expired egg on his career, and thank you, Ozzy.
I would like to also mention that Michael Madsen, although I think my favorite movie of his was Reservoir Dogs, I think a close second was Donnie Brasco.
Hmm. Haven't seen that. I think I just saw that the one time whenever that was out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Can't tell you anything about it.
Friend of mine, friend of ours, whatever it takes. So omelet time. And from a few weeks ago, we picked our favorite cartoon characters. I'm a little disappointed that Devin Dowling and Mike Whitaker didn't want to participate this week. So instead of our favorite characters, we're going to pick our least favorite cartoon character from the shows that had our favorite character in it. So I hope everybody followed the assignment properly. If not, it'll be okay. So I did not give assignments here. Who would like to go first? Not everybody wants.
I'll go first. I'll go first. I'll go
Okay,
first
Brian.
I've gone first every time we do this, so I might as well keep it going. So the one that was hard for me was Goofy. I'll start with Goofy here. Because he had a show before with Goofy Tunes. So I'm going to go with Pete, who is his neighbor, has this son. He's prevalent in the Goofy movie as well. But he's kind of that antagonizing neighbor a little bit. I don't want to say he's jealous of Goofy. I would be jealous of Goofy, but I'm going to pick Pete as kind of his main, as kind of the least favorite character to me of just kind of, he was always in the way for Goofy.
Is Pete the big dog?
Yes.
All right. So in the cartoon version of Christmas Carol, was Pete Christmas Future?
Yes.
Okay, I know who Pete is.
Okay. All right. So for Rocco on Rocco's Modern Life, my least favorite character there was Ed Bighead. He was I don't know how to describe him, but he was one of the neighbors, lived next door. He was one of the neighbors. He's just always angry all the time, just always grumpy, always getting in Rocco's way. And I just always kind of thought he was always my least favorite character just because of the person. He yelled a lot. And as a kid, you don't want to get yelled at. And if he's yelling all the time, I'm not a fan of that. So I picked him. For Ed, and Eddie, my least favorite character, controversial maybe to some. I don't like Kevin. Kevin's kind of the cool jock kid on the block, and always kind of him and Eddie are always going at it over money. It's quarters. Let's be realistic here. But, Kevin's that jock kid that you just always get mad at. But I laugh because he is bald. So that's my win in this. But Kevin was just kind of that least favorite character for me on the show.
I agree. I think Kevin is the right choice.
Thank you. For Fairly Odd Parents, we're going to go for it's the obvious. It's Mr. Crocker. He's the teacher for Timmy Turner, but he is obsessed with catching fairies. The fairies that Timmy has, trying to catch any semblance of showing they exist. And he's insane. And it's amazing to watch the character as anytime he says fairy godparents, he just does these weird cartoon motions that naturally no human being can actually do. So, but for me, Mr. Crocker, he's the natural for me of someone you just don't like because you don't want him.
What's he going to do with the fairy?
He wants to exploit them, make them his own, so he can have wishes for himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So selfish reasons.
Exactly. Had Tommy Pickles from Rugrats. Naturally, my least favorite character. It's Angelica, naturally. I mean, she's just this spoiled brat who needs to be put in her place. Let's just be realistic here. But naturally, they're babies. They can't do it. And also, Cynthia. Let's just talk about this. That doll had weird hair. It's like this hair to the side, hair on top. I feel like that Angelica tortured that doll, ripped all the hair out, and the parents are just like, oh, this is normal. It's fine. She's just being Angelica. No, that's to me, a cry for help of some sort. But again, I don't have kids. I don't know. And finally, I had Bugs Bunny. Naturally, who is my least favorite character? It's clearly Elmer Fudd. He's trying to kill Bugs. He's trying to shoot him and kill him. He's hunting him in every episode. There's no reason. First of all, there's not even a rabbit season. That's not even real. I feel like he's just making this up so he can shoot Bugs. I thought about saying Daffy. I will say that. But to me, no, Daffy. Elmer's clearly worse because, again, you're hunting someone. What are we doing here? So
I don't know if you guys heard that here. I don't know. That was bad thunder.
I did not.
Oh
but
my gosh.
I could tell by your reaction. It was crazy.
I jumped.
I noticed. So, but that is my list. So,
Very good, Bryant. Thank you. You followed the assignment perfectly. Matt knows some of those people. He doesn't know all of them. He was very,
I don't
very.
know all of those. I wanted to say about Rugrats. I think I'm remembering this correctly. Was Angelica's mom a like a businesswoman type that was always on her cell phone
Yes, you were correct.
and that couldn't be bothered to parent?
Yep. And her
Which is-
dad was a psychologist.
Oh, it's funny because it's like we're always on our phones now, like
Yeah.
every one of us. So
Precursor there.
I would pick the mom. All right,
Sure.
so I had picked Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. My least favorite, I really tried to remember growing up. How about Baxter the Fly? He's like one of the villains, and he kind of like he had like a mad scientist lab coat on, but like he also had like evil, scary wings and like six arms, like a six legs, like a fly. And I think he scared me a little bit when I was a little younger. So I went with
I like that.
Bax.
I like that.
For Ren and Stimpy, I went with Mr. Horse. Very uptight, always trying to shut them down. He would always say, he'd always think, like there'd always be a pause, and then he would say, "No, sir, I don't like it." So he's always shooting down fun. At least that's how I remember it. On Doug, how about Roger Klotz, the bully? I mean, what a jerk. I mean, what an asshole.
There's got to be one. There's got to be one in every show. That's the reason, but I like it.
Yeah, again, I haven't watched these things in a long time. This is a tough assignment. Rocco how about Filbert the Turtle?
Oh, how'd you go for Filbert?
I don't know.
What's the problem with him?
Wasn't he like a scaredy cat, very uptight? Wasn't he like a fun hater as well?
He could be at times, but he still went out and did the things. I
He's a
mean,
cautious-
he's a
cautious
turtle. He's a turtle. Of course, he's going to be a little scared.
Yeah, you're not supposed to dislike Filbert.
I couldn't remember.
Wow, he'd be really upset if he heard you say that.
Hey, Woody now. Let me write a letter of apology to whoever voiced him. Now this was impossible. I didn't remember. I said Gizmo Duck from Gizmo Duck from DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. I mean, I had to look it up. And what I found was the evil organization was Fowl, FOWL, the Fiendish Organization for World Larceny. And I just thought that was absurd and hilarious, so that's what I wrote down. World Larceny.
That is impossible.
Love it.
Well, this was really hard for you, huh?
Well, yeah.
All right. So
I think I fulfilled the assignment. Pass,
You
fail, I
filled
got
it.
pass.
So I think mine's a little easier because mine are relatable to an older generation as well, and everybody knows who I'm talking about half the time. I think sometimes with like the generations here, everybody knows who I'm talking about. My cartoons, I would think. So let's start with the Peanuts, right? My favorite was Snoopy. But let's face it, every single one of the Peanuts characters was they were all nuts. Like none of them really had any. The only one that had a common sense was Charlie Brown, and he got picked on for it. So I really couldn't stand Linus, even though Linus was his best friend. Linus, the way he would speak, the way he would act, him with the whoopee, the blanket, or whatever it was, he was just so over the top as a like a know-it-all that was also passive as well. I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand to hear him talk. He was too good for Sally. What chicks are you getting, man? What chicks do you think you're getting? You're not getting any chicks. What are your options, by the way? Your sister Marcy, Peppermint Patty. You're not getting any of them. Be happy with Sally. All right, be happy and walk away.
Lucy would assault Charlie Brown though by moving the football though.
Yeah, I know, but at least she had some personality. Okay. So, but yeah, she's a loon as well. They're all loons. Why couldn't Pigpen take a bath? What was up with Peppermint Patty? She liked Charlie Brown. She didn't like Charlie Brown. And who was her friend that always called her sir? It was all nonsense. The only one that had any sense at all was Charlie Brown. And I think that was the whole point. We were supposed to relate to him, not to any of the other ones. But I couldn't stand Linus. All right. So from He-Man, I really like Skeletor, if you guys remember. I'll tell you who I didn't like. And this is what bothered me about this was that I had the action figures at home. I had most of what I had was He-Man and then the LGN wrestlers. Okay. And sometimes they all hung out together, like in Toy Story. You know what I mean? But what bothered me was in the show, the Battle Cat, his cat, would become Cringer before he was Battle Cat. Well, who the hell was Cringer? There was no Cringer in the original toy collection. What was this nonsense scaredy cat that they just decided to put in here? A bunch of bullshit is what it is. I didn't like him. I'm sorry. You don't go from coward to hero just like that. I mean, Prince Adam was the other alter ego of He-Man. He may not have, it was basically Superman with the glasses on. You know what I mean? He still wasn't a wimp. He was still ripped and everything. He still filled out the shirt. Cringer was basically this little puppy dog that turned into this amazing battle cat. No, unacceptable. Kitten, not dog. All right. This is a really, really easy, basic one from Scooby-Doo. Because this is where and there's going to be another one that happens this way too, where they jump the shark. And that's what Scrappy do. Here's my problem with Scrappy. He's a puppy, right? Why does he speak better than Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Dum? Like Scooby-Doo talks where you can barely understand him almost, and so and Scooby-Dum the same way. Why is Scrappy just speaking in full sentences like he's a Rhodes Scholar? All right. He's the Damien Sandow of Scooby-Doo. Give me a break. I couldn't stand him. They jumped the shark with him, and I think everybody knows that, and that's an obvious answer. All right, so the easy answer with the Looney Tunes was, of course, I picked Coyote as my favorite. The easy answer would have been the Roadrunner, but I decided to go a different direction. You remember the chicken coop? You remember Foghorn Leghorn? I said. Can you just spit it out already? And what is he? Is he the lord of the manor? I am in charge of all my chicken friends. These are my chicken ladies. They bow to me. I am the chicken master. I don't think that his character would be acceptable in 2025. Muppet Babies. Now, again, this is also a problem with for me, I didn't have Muppet Baby toys or Muppet toys. Actually, I did have a Kermit the Frog stuffed animal. Maybe I had a Kermit the Frog puppet. There was no Skeeter in the original Muppet Show, but Skeeter was in Muppet Babies, who is Scooter's female friend. There is no Skeeter. Okay, there's so many options you could have chosen from the Muppet Show. You choose a random new character named Skeeter? Nobody likes Skeeter. No one can relate to Skeeter. No one knew who Skeeter was. Finally, a really obvious one from the Flintstones. My favorite was Barney Rubble. And at the time as a kid, I thought this was kind of cool. But now as an adult, it is totally unacceptable. The Great Gazoo. You have this thing from the future, this little alien from the future that does not fit into Bedrock. I'm sorry. I can't even believe this was a lot. This is Fonzie jumping over the shark.
What was that?
What was that? Exactly. What was it? And why did they feel they needed to do this? They needed to bring this character in to give the show a little extra oomph? I don't think so. You could add an additional character. Now, this wasn't too easy either because I didn't like Wilma's mom. I didn't like Mr. Slate, but he does not fit into the dynamic of the show, and he never did.
I really thought you were going to go Mr. Slate on that one. I'll be honest.
Well, he was the asshole boss, right? Yeah. And the mother-in-law never could accept Fred. But I understand why. Fred was a pain in the ass, right?
It's true.
Loudmouth. He wasn't really nice, right? So I went with Gazoo. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Any comments?
You guys, how is it possible that you remember all of these details? I mean, I consider myself to have a very excellent memory and also to be very nostalgic. I don't remember all these details. Wilma's mom. What are you talking about?
I just assume that you pick other things to be nostalgic on, and we just pick cartoons. Clearly.
I guess that's it.
I mean, yours is clearly music. We can agree on that.
And Brad, two of your least favorite you have a problem with people who have speech impediments because
everybody in the Looney Tunes has a speech impediment. Everyone.
You took a shot at Scooby and Foghorn.
You didn't take a shot at Scooby.
Well, I said that Scooby speaks like a dog and a human, and Scrappy speaks like Damien Sandow.
Sure.
For those of you who know who Damien Sandow is, he is the smartest wrestler of all time. He's a Rhodes Scholar. He was one of the Rhodes Scholars with Cody Rhodes back when Cody Rhodes was really at top of his game. Some but yeah, I don't know if you guys know that, but everybody in the Looney Tunes has a speech impediment except for Marvin the Martian.
Yes.
I guess there are a lot.
Yes, Porky Pig is stuttering.
Sure.
Tweety Bird, obviously, Sylvester with a lisp.
Oh my gosh.
Daffy with a lisp. Bugs Bunny definitely speaks the wrong way. Elmer Fudd definitely the wrong way. Yeah, I don't know why they do that, but Marvin the Martian, who's not even from here, speaks perfectly.
I guess
That's
that
why,
was-
because he's not from here.
I guess that was the idea of what a cartoon was back then.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just some extra ones I wanted to throw out there. I was never a fan of really Brainy Smurf, found him a little bit annoying, and I never really understood the cartoon The Pink Panther at all. Nobody talked. Boring. Thanks, guys. That was fun. Which brings us to breakfast for dinner. What are we having, Brian?
What am I having? I'm having technically breakfast for dinner. We have been making a lot of breakfast burritos in my home here recently as kind of just a quick, easy breakfast or a quick, easy dinner idea. Sue and I do enjoy making. She loves making breakfast. She is obsessed with breakfast to the point that I'm pretty confident we could eat breakfast every day for every meal, and she'd be happy. But recently, she's been making a lot of breakfast burritos, scrambled eggs, mixing up between some sausage and some bacon, throw on some hash browns, whether it's the actual hash browns or if it's just the kind of the square ones, the other potato versions. I don't know what the hell you want to call them. They're probably different where you are. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of that recently. It's just making a lot of breakfast burritos. It's kind of a quick, easy dinner.
Nothing wrong with the real breakfast for dinner. I enjoy the bacon, eggs, all of that.
Oh, absolutely.
I go overboard with it to the point where it's a little much,
Well, it's dinner. You got to have more than if it was breakfast.
It's just
True.
absurd the amount of food I make that we don't end up eating the leftovers for.
Sounds about right.
So mine is an apology to Matt M. Recently went to a distillery in the area. Now, we've already talked about how weird distilleries and breweries are. They kind of just beat to their own drum. So we went there on a Sunday, and the idea was to have a couple apps and a couple drinks. So it was a Tex-Mex theme that night. And so we got some birria tacos, and then we got the tortilla chips with three different dips: the queso, the salsa, and the guacamole. I have gone on record on this show and saying how much I don't like guacamole. I stand here before you today, a changed man. I now like,
Yes.
and I'm looking forward to the next time I can have guacamole.
Looking forward. Well, good guac is like really hard to beat.
Yeah. It was delicious.
That's
I
fantastic.
highly recommend.
I bet you it was not overloaded with lime, because that is the biggest mistake that you get when you're out in the world eating guac. Too much lime. Go easy on the lime.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing. Actually, I do remember seeing a lime.
There can be lime.
I don't know. I didn't know what it was for, so I didn't use it maybe the way I was supposed to use it. Maybe that's why I liked it so much better. Anyway, pro guacamole. I'm there. I'm there for it. I also
Happy to-
ordered a Texas tea drink, which I know this isn't Scotch eggs, but I just want to let you know that you read the entire description before you order a drink. So it was a Texas tea, and I'd already gotten one drink with the vodka in it, and I thought this just had vodka in it. And I take one sip, and I felt it in my toes. No. It wasn't just vodka. There was bourbon in it, which I had immediately stopped drinking because I felt it in my toes, and someone had to get us home. So that was it. Wasted $15 there. $15, almost 1/3 of what it cost, 1/4 of what it cost to park, Madam.
Not allowed to have that whiskey.
No, I'm not. Not for a second drink, definitely. Anyway, Matt, what did you eat?
I'm gonna just bring down the house here because that's not even the right expression. I could not think of anything interesting here. We have been grilling more because it's more seasonable out now. And we've been grilling corn a lot, and we've been grilling asparagus a lot. Do you guys like asparagus?
I used to. I overate it.
You overate it.
I ate too much.
Might be getting to that point. I really do like grilled asparagus. Griller tip: when you're grilling it, make sure the fat end is pointing in towards the center of the grill where it's hotter, because that needs more time to cook than the thinner outer braided side. And by the way, how come scientists can't make it so that both ends are the fun end of asparagus? You're telling me we can't engineer that in like 15 minutes?
Yeah, I agree.
Also, the last time I cleaned out my grill a few months ago, as usual, I had to pick out a couple of asparagus stalks. Any guesses as to how many there were? Because I remember.
17.
No, gosh. Nah, I know
Three.
kind of know what I'm doing with the grill. It was like 3.
Good God, Brian got it.
Oh, you said 3?
I said 3.
Nice job.
Good
There we
answer.
go.
So that's all I got, guys. Grill and asparagus.
All right. Back when Sue and I were in our early stages, she would make asparagus at least once to twice a week, and apparently, asparagus is an aphrodisiac, and that's why she was making it. Which I got sick of it, and now she no longer makes it at all. So because we're past that now. Anyway, thanks for playing, guys, and that brings us to well, the SNL slot. Brian, can you make it work with scrambled eggs?
Well, scrambled eggs are inconsistencies that we have, whether it be TV, movies, life, cartoons, maybe. I don't know. So with the SNL slot here, I want to make sure we kind of kept it, a little fun here, and figure we could pick, a few out here. So I went with I got a few here, and who doesn't love the show The Golden Girls?
I love it.
Rose and Blanche and Dorothy and Sophia. They're fantastic. They're great. We love this show. But there's a little inconsistency that the show did have, and it's around Rose's love life a little bit here. In season 1, she gets a boyfriend named Arnie. And something a little interesting about Arnie is that he's played by actor Harold Gould. Here we see Arnie as he's having a conversation with Rose. But then in season 5, the relationship doesn't work. Naturally she moves on. In season 5, she starts dating a professor named Miles. And Miles looks a little familiar here. And basically they just repurposed Harold Gould into this next character as Miles. So Rose's love interest stayed the same person, just 2 different people on the show, really. So kind of a little interesting part there as well.
You know what I think?
Girls.
I think there was just a limited number of senior citizen male actors available, and they had to recycle after season 5.
I mean, I could see that as a point as well. I mean,
but you're right. You're right. It's inconsistent.
I mean, when you have an episode where Dorothy has love interest with Sonny Bono, just saying as well. Another show that egg favorite here, Boy Meets World. Naturally, we all love Boy Meets World, and in season 1, we get the introduction. We have introductions to the cast, your regulars, but it's also mentioned that Topanga has a sister. She's picked up from Corey's house by her sister, Nebula. Yes, Nebula was the name of her sister. Oddly enough, this is the only time you ever see her. This is her lone appearance, lone reference, and after this point, Topanga is actually referred to as an only child.
Huh.
So
It looks familiar.
I don't like when they do that.
Yeah, it's one of those weird moments of I get that you might not want the family as part of the story, but you can't introduce and then just pretend it didn't happen. I mean, that's kind of one of those weird moments there. So.
There's an early Seinfeld episode where he says he has a sister.
Interesting.
Never was mentioned again, and obviously did not appear on the show.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So, another favorite here, Saved by the Bell. Who didn't enjoy that show? You got Zach Morris, Kelly Kapowski, you got Slater, you got Screech, you got Lisa Turtle, you got the great crew here. Interesting part, though, in season 4, if we go to it, we get the introduction of a new character. Her name's Tori.
Yeah.
She befriends everyone. She comes in. But there's a little bit of a twist to this because when Tori comes in, Jesse and Kelly actually leave. So for half of season 4, the storyline revolves around Tori coming in. She dates Zach for a little bit. She befriends a lot of the characters. But then towards the end of the season and towards the graduation, Jesse and Kelly return, but magically Tori disappears, and it's as if she was never even there to begin with. So little interesting fact there for the seasons, and then just you reintroduce the main characters, and Tori's no longer needed.
Just real quick here, F, marry, kill. I am marrying Jesse. I am killing Kelly, and I'm effing Lisa Turtle.
I'm not killing Kelly. No way.
Yeah, I'm killing Kelly. I'm killing Kelly. But I love Elizabeth Berkley.
Interesting. All right.
I feel like I saw her in something recently.
Yeah.
She was in like 1 or 2 scenes of something that I saw.
Yeah. Any given
Wasn't
Sunday.
Wasn't it Cobra Kai?
No, maybe.
I think it was.
No, it was Cobra Kai. She came in as they were trying to hook her up with Chosen.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
She looked great. She looked great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this last one, I'm throwing in for Brad. It's not really. It's an inconsistency, but it's more of a character change. Friends. We have the character Carol. 2 different actresses play the role of Carol in the show Friends. Yeah. And I know it's usually just kind of a character change, or one person gets another role, you change it for the show. But I just wanted to throw this one in there for Brad, who loves Friends.
Yeah, and also my wife and I talk about this often, this particular situation.
I like Friends. So I'm not remembering this. I picture the woman on the right being Carol.
Yeah, it only happened once, I think.
Yeah.
So the one on the left just only appeared once. Is that?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Yeah, she played the role for a couple of occasions, and then it changed to this other person.
And she looks familiar to me as well. Like not for Friends, for what else? What's her name? Who is she?
Something we'll have to look into at a later date.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to help us out in the YouTube comments so I don't have to look it up?
Where are you at, Devin D? Huh?
Yeah. So, but there's my inconsistencies. I can do this. I can do this all night. So
these are a bunch of layups. Layups today, guys. Layups. Yeah. I kept it nice and simple for everyone. So that's going to do it, Matt. Why don't you go ahead and hit us with the socials.
Hope you've enjoyed. This has been 3 Eggs Are Bullshitter Than One. Cooking up every Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. Eastern on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Find us on YouTube at 3 Eggs Are Better Than One. The number 3, the letter R, the number 1. Follow us on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok at 3 Eggs Are Better. The number 3, the letter R. And our individual accounts at Yes Man Brad, at B Haremza, and I am at Purple Shirt Guy without the I. How about some 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts? We want to see you in our YouTube comments. And next week we've got Bryant for his topic.
So we talked about, movies that the sequels weren't good. We talked about movies where the sequels helped. We talked about TV shows that got canceled early. So why not keep that trend going, right? No. We're going to talk about what just happened. The 4th of July. What happens on the 4th of July? It's Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. Did you know it's a part of a federation? Did you know that there's a Major League Eating organization? Did you know they have their own world records, their own events? They host all around the country, around the world? We're going to talk in, and we're going to dive a little bit into Major League Eating, talk about some records, and see which one of our fellow eggs might want to take up the challenge someday on a certain world record, maybe.
Take us home.
But on that note, we thank you guys for joining us. We've had a lot of fun today. Talked about some bullshit. We learned about some cartoon characters that maybe we didn't like, and hopefully we taught you a little bit of some inconsistencies on some things here. Go throw on that Ozzy Osbourne record. The egg timer's been set. We'll see you guys next week.